welcome in, everybody. Sorry, I was still on hold for Taylor Swift tickets. I apologize. Dropping in a little late here. Welcome, everybody. Episode 112 of the Dumb Marks Podcast, your favorite Saturday brunch bunch. Back at it again. Gentlemen, how we feeling? How we living?
Doing good.
Good?
Mm-hmm. Good. Didn't get Taylor Swift tickets, so.
No. That is the most ridiculous thing. First off, I never thought we'd be talking about Taylor Swift on this podcast. Okay, that's number one. Number two, what is the longest you would wait in line for tickets for an event for? Because I saw people, I've been in line for 8 hours and then my code didn't work and I didn't even get tickets. And it's like, what? I don't think there's not a performer out there that I think I would wait 8 hours for to buy tickets to.
No.
We did tickets for Hamilton. That was pretty ridiculous, too.
I mean, seeing as she dropped her premiere 1 year ago today, or 2 days ago, Adele.
Nobody's waiting 8 hours for Adele tickets.
I'm not waiting in line for that. No.
Nobody's waiting 8 hours for Adele. You got to be like maybe Michael or Prince back in the day. I just read that shirt. That
is. Yeah, I'm not waiting in a line for no concert tickets. I'll listen to you on the radio and Spotify. Sorry.
Yeah, like that's insane.
I've done maybe a half an hour for Lady Gaga. That's about it.
And that was most of you trying to pick your seats out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now,
I mean, I never saw like the ridiculous amount, but whenever I worked at NRM in high school, there were people that like when tickets went on sale, like at 9 or 10 a.m., whatever it was, and because we had Ticketmaster in the store, it's like, there were people that would camp out, and wait for the tickets.
Well, that's waiting in line. That's different.
Yeah,
but still, even waiting in line, like back in the day, people would line up for WrestleMania or like Duke, North Carolina games. They would camp out for 3 days before tickets would go on sale. Like, I don't know. I've never done it. I don't think I can do it. Just something that's not in my nature. It's not my DNA to sit around for 9 hours to pay an exorbitant amount of money to go see somebody perform. Just not me.
So I bought Taylor Swift tickets before. And I went on just to check to see the prices. Nowhere near what I paid last time. You're paying $500 to sit up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah,
I looked section in the corner.
I looked at them this morning for her Friday show here. The cheapest is $657, and the cheapest one on Saturday is $757.
Slowly climbing.
Yep, those are the cheapest. Up in nosebleeds.
Man, a solid 2 hours is putting in work, Taquan. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like you're almost at half a work day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, people were hot, man. Like,
oh yeah, they were hot.
And I don't know. Like, am I that off on Taylor Swift? Like, is she that person? Like,
no. She's that person.
No,
you're not her guy.
Apparently she is, because like this is like Madonna in the 80s as far as like waiting around for tickets goes. Like, I don't get it.
No, me and my one friend, she calls her the queen, and I was like, no, there's only one queen. That's Adele.
Whoa, Adele's not a queen.
Adele's the queen.
Right, we're not getting into more Adele argument.
I had my shirt ready for this when I got this one in yesterday.
Not doing it. But, yeah, that was the craziest thing I saw from the week so far. Thank you. Bland as shit. I just don't. I don't get the fascination. I don't think I'd even sit through a PowerPoint to explain to me why Taylor Swift is as popular as she is. But I mean, to each his own. So
she got it off. That's about it.
I mean, but Steve, you're also not a PSL basic white girl either. So.
Well, we know we're talking
down the ground.
Lie on that line. So yeah,
Steve ain't playing in the snow like the rest of us.
I stay indoors when it snows outside, Jay. All right. Eddie, what up? How was everybody's week? We good?
Yes.
Yeah. Would anybody else got anything intro wise they want to touch on?
Yes, since Taquan brought up unseasoned chicken, me and Jason this week at work we put out the what is it? The Black Panther Wakanda cookbook. So see that. So I was like, Jason, I bet you I bet you that chicken's going to be the first recipe in there. So the first food recipe in there was glazed Roadrunner chicken.
They put you in some sauces first, so it didn't seem bad. In the first actual solid meal,
the real recipe.
The real recipe was chicken wings, fried chicken wings.
All right, so now was this our new segment of cooking with the dumb marks?
Is this is this cookbook? Is this written by WP or BP? Because if it's WP and they're just culture vulturing the Wakanda, to get money, like I'm not eating your Roadrunner glazed chicken. But if it's BP, I'm out there buying that cookbook and we in the kitchen. We got
Wakanda Forever hair products. I'm not even sure I'm allowed to use it, but it's like they put their name on everything.
What hair?
No.
Yeah, beard oil. That Wakanda Forever beard oil. That's what you're getting.
I mean, that's not a shot. I got nothing either.
It's definitely WP because it's Disney, so there's nobody that high up. That's BP making those choices. Sorry.
I wonder if they consulted any BPs for that. Like, did they bring anybody in to go over recipes?
I don't know. Anybody got a copy of the recipe?
Explain seasonings? Like, did they bring them in to explain?
They consulted me, the guy who used salt and pepper.
Well, yeah, but I mean, did they bring them in to explain that seasoned salt, Lowry seasoned salt, is different than Himalayan sea salt? Like, did they bring that in to break it down to that level?
They do have a recipe in there for spicy ketchup. So I asked Jason, how do you make spicy ketchup? Go ahead, Jason. What you say?
Frank's and ketchup.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, man.
During the election season, the Daily Show, they did a segment like talking about the candidates, and Roy Wood asked about like Pete Buttigieg. He goes, if Pete Buttigieg went to a soul food restaurant, would that be pandering? And everybody started going, yeah, pandering. And then one guy was like, what did he order?
One recipe.
No Lowry's, no Everglades, no Stubbs, no Mrs. Dash. There's none of that in that cookbook.
Man, y'all lost me at Lowry's.
Yeah. Like there's this one thing in there, but it's nothing but barbecue.
Wait. Pause. Lost you at Lowry's?
I know of Lowry's. That's about it. I just know seasoning salt. I got 3 spices in my cupboard: salt, seasoning, salt, and pepper.
So you got Lowry's in the cupboard?
Yeah, and that's it.
All right.
No. Hey, look.
It's just all put together. That's what it is. It's just all put together.
What chicken's supposed to taste like? Chicken, not lemon pepper. Chicken.
Well, don't disgrace lemon pepper like that, okay? Don't even do that, okay? All right. You'll have the Strippers Union of America after you disgrace lemon pepper like that, okay? That's how you get patrons in the door, all right?
I can attest to that.
And I saw that argument too. Do strip clubs have the best wings? And I was like, do we want to go there?
Close.
I've never ate anything.
One of our friends said they have the best chicken sandwich. So,
I mean, I've been in a couple. Yeah. He's not even allowed to fly over Atlanta at this point. Oh man! All right, what else we got for the intro?
That shirt is what you need to wear if you ever go to Atlanta.
I'm wearing this forever.
Monday, the Video Game Awards announced nominees for the awards show coming up. So I'm just going to do.
Dave, I see you.
So Game of the Year. Game of the Year is always the biggest one. So I'm just going to read off the nominees for Game of the Year: A Plague Tale: Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War: Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade 3.
Okay, pause real quick. how is God of War Ragnarok in for Game of the Year whenever it literally just came out 2 weeks ago?
Yes, when it was nominated, it wasn't even a week old yet. Wasn't even a week old.
You can't do you can't do that.
No,
Like
you can't.
that's like the Oscars when they nominated a movie that came out in January for the 2022 Oscars, but it came out in January because of their weird scheduling, however they do it. Like you can't nominate a game that's a week old, even though I'm not going to argue whether or not it is Game of the Year because I've heard nothing but good things about Ragnarok. But at the same time, like you can't do that. I would say, I was going to say Elden Ring based off of everything that I've seen and heard. I have not played Elden Ring. My son has. He loves it. Tremendous. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like you can't.
Not for me.
Yeah, God of War is fantastic. It is Game of the Year, but it's not this year Game of the Year. It's not this year Game of the Year. No, I'll give it to Elden Ring because everybody talks about how good Elden Ring is and everything.
Didn't that just come out yesterday?
Yeah, so it can't qualify. Well, it can't qualify.
It can't qualify.
It can't qualify. Well, remember, I think it was last year. Was it Call of Duty won? And when it won, it just came out that same day when it won.
I mean, well, AEW is touting awards they won already, and the game ain't even dropped.
Best sports game of the year already. It's not even out.
It's a lot like the Academy Awards. Like all these people get like the people that vote. You know, they get the copies months and months in advance. The pre-screeners, so they probably got the pre-screeners of the games too. And
that don't count until the fans get it.
Yeah.
The fans make that determination.
I don't like when do we draw the line and just stop doing award shows? Like, I mean, they're not relevant no more. Like a Grammy don't mean what a Grammy used to mean.
No.
Same with an Oscar. I feel like sports, we see it with the Pro Bowl and everything else, like All-Star Game, like all those awards that used to give you incentives in your contract and everything else, like they don't mean nothing no more. It's a popularity contest.
But it knows you got accolades behind it. Like you have proof, like stats to go with it.
But something that's not
everything else is just subjective.
Something that's not on the up and up, that's tied directly to your financial gain in your contract. Like singers that win Grammys get more money, but the Grammys are the labels pushing who's nominated for the Grammys to where they can bank off of that. We see it all the time, and I feel like it's just like that with every other award show. Like, just make the announcement and put it out. Like, baseball announced the MVP awards this week and everything else, and it was cool. You just did an announcement. I don't need an award show for that. Like,
you don't need
NFL announcement out there. Tune in for the MLB.
Well, I mean that's true too, but I'm just saying, like they don't mean what they used to mean. At least I don't feel like they do. So,
does the NBA have a show, or is it just the NFL?
No, NBA doesn't. I think they may do something. I'm not sure.
Dave coming in with the dad jokes again.
I was on fire this morning.
Yeah, that's just like what was it? Far Cry 6. They put out a Game of the Year edition, and it didn't win a single Game of the Year award at all. So that was just the studio just trying to push it just for more money there.
Yeah, I mean, the Grammys is probably the biggest farce of them all. You see how many artists don't even go, or tell the award show, hey, don't even nominate me.
Yeah.
Like, don't even nominate me. So I mean,
it's all subjective.
Yeah.
Or the movies, like the Best Picture, you think it's the one that everybody goes to, but it's all like some
straight to DVD.
Yeah, some drama type thing.
It's always the artistic movies that get.
Yeah, not the one that made like $2 billion worldwide.
Anything else wise?
Yeah, they just rolled out. Disney is raising their prices this year to a dynamic situation, which means they're charging like single tickets are going to vary per day, a range of $50 for the most part. So if on your busiest day, so if you go on like a Monday, it's going to be like standard base price. You go on the weekend, it's going to be $50 more, and everything.
Wait, to go to a movie?
Oh no, to the theme parks.
Oh, yeah, I'll pass. Their tickets were already overpriced as it is to walk around in a herd of cattle where everybody's shoulder to shoulder. Like, I never took my kids to Disney, and I may be a bad parent. You may come at me for that, but at the same time, like, I don't see how that can be an enjoyable experience.
Bro, all we did was wait in lines.
Yeah.
Like, you're riding one thing, two things. I'm not paying $120 to walk around for 7 hours and ride 2 rides.
And that's when you got to buy the fast pass or whatever they're calling it these days.
And that's each. That's each. That's $120 each.
Mm-hmm. And then now, like, it used to be you bought a ticket and you got all the parks. Now you're going to have to buy a ticket for each park.
Nah.
Nope.
I don't even want to take kids to Kennywood anymore.
Kennywood does that. Now, Kennywood been doing that.
Oh, per day?
Yeah, Monday through Thursday. Yeah, Monday through Thursday is a price, and the weekends is a different price.
The best way to get around that is buy the season pass on Black Friday because it's.
Remember the Pepsi cans that had coupons on the back? I miss those days. Where
I miss those days.
Absolutely. Giant Eagle still sell those discount tickets?
No,
they do, but they're only for like special days.
I thought they didn't anymore because after COVID, Kennywood kept everything in house and didn't release anything to any stores. So you had to buy their prices.
Maybe
not Giant Eagle prices. Yeah. Yeah, they kept everything in house now.
Might be going them Black Friday deals.
Remember General Mission when you just used to pay like $10 just to walk around?
Or after a certain
walk around and eat. Yeah, after 5 it was $7 after 5, and you could just walk around and eat. That was great. Speaking of Black Friday, head over to prowrestlingtees.com/DunmarksPod. Pick up 20% off your Dunmarks merch. Had to get that shameless plug in there.
Right on cue.
Mm-hmm.
Right on cue. Had to do it. All right. Are we good? We got a lot to get into for Bell to Bell.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take any more time. We're already almost 18 minutes in, so let's jump into this. All right. Bell to Bell this week. Obviously, we have AEW Full Gear tonight, and we'll get into that. We're going to run down the card, break that down match by match.
13 matches.
We'll save it. But I texted Chris. I'm like, hey, you got a title for the show this week? He's like, no. I'm like, all right, call it Complete 180. Like, cool. So what's that mean? Well, 180-degree turn, right? There's certain things, especially in pro wrestling, that I saw this week that were a complete 180 that I'm on board with. And then there's some things that were a complete 180 that I'm just not behind at all. And we'll get into that. So before we deep dive into AEW with the card and everything else, the biggest complete 180 for me this week, and I'm sure everybody else has talked about it already, but because we do a Saturday show, you're going to have to sit here and listen to our takes on it. Austin Theory. Austin Theory for me, biggest 180 of the week.
I enjoyed his stuff on Raw.
I did too.
You spent the entire show reinventing one individual, and it worked to a T.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
It had me buy in. Even just the change with no cell phone, not Goofy smiling, and add a little scruff to the face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was enough for me to go, okay, I see the change physically, and then I see your attitude and your actions change immediately as well. And I was like, okay, now let's see where we go. We can run with this and take the ball and go with it.
And I don't think I would. That's the thing that I like the most, because it was like it was the personality. You could tell that the personality changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some people that, they change their characters and it's the same thing, just a different look. You could tell his personality was actually different on Monday night.
The best promo he cut since he's been out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, Jay, I'll 180 myself here. The reasoning he gave in his promo is what you said on the show last week. Why am I going to go after Roman? He got everybody and their mother surrounding him constantly. No matter if he's down and out or not. I've tried it twice already. Tyson Fury and whoever else.
Brock.
Yeah, Brock. So what's the point in doing that? And I'm like, okay, all right, makes sense. Yeah. But you gave me believability behind the action that made sense, so I could buy the action going forward, and that's all that's all that I asked for. Now, if you would have dropped the ball continuity wise like they've done in the past with this, to where they wouldn't even have addressed it and just turned them on a dime like that, and we're sitting here like, well, what's the reason?
I was Vince, he still would have came out with the cell phone.
Yep.
I was fully expecting the way.
And you could see that was a different thing. That was
him down and out. The way comes and help him out. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting this full on turn.
And I liked it. It went from Vince booking, like Vince gimmick, to Triple H series gimmick.
Yeah. Now we got the starting off point, right? We got we're out of the blocks. Now let's see where you run and take it. So don't know how high up it'll go, where they decide to push it to, but at least we got a clear cut day one start point, and now we can judge it based off of that. Yeah. And what they've done day one, I don't think I would have changed anything about it. So kudos to them for addressing that. 180 again last night on SmackDown. Drew joined in the crew last week. It's like, all right, what are you doing? Like, Sheamus is brought all over continents and everything else. You hate each other's guts. But you flip it around and you leaned into it right away and talk about, hey, even though we've done all this, we got this brotherhood and this bond. Everybody fights with their brother. Everybody can relate to that. So let's put our differences aside, come together, and go after this common enemy.
So they're the BCC now.
And even during the wedding, did you see
during the wedding?
Social media. Yeah.
I got to plead with you in order to be my brother.
And then they tied it all together and put a nice bow on it by adding Kevin Owens at the end of the night.
I figured that was coming.
Yeah.
So they threw out all the rumors all week that Kevin Owens was injured last weekend, and here he comes back.
Well, we still don't know whether or not he is injured. We can see how much he actually does in the match. But taking that whole aspect out of it and just looking at it from the addition standpoint, it makes sense. You can see there's going to be a point in this match in Nerf games. I'm still calling it Nerf games because War Games still doesn't give me that War Games feel. But you can see there's going to be a moment in the match where everybody else is laid out, and it's going to be Sammy and KO standing across from each other. And what are you going to do? Sami Zayn, what are you going to do in that moment? Are you going to, fight forever with, your best friend, your bitter enemy, the person you've been up and down the roads with the longest? Because
was you are last night, Dave, or was he just trying to make it look like he was lumping?
It's all work.
And also the thing I like, you got 3 people in the match that can contend for the belt, even though they're not going to be the one to throw them. You have 3 people in the mix: Drew, Sheamus, Kevin Owens.
We'll have to talk about that later, Ty.
Yeah, that's something for they're dead and buried. We asked that question on last week's show, and they gave us that by midnight last Saturday night. That was answered.
Yeah, and he said something else this week that just like, are you trying to kill your promotion?
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I was kudos to the 180 on that as well. Like, loved it. So from that standpoint, even with the women to a degree, I'm not fully on board with the women, but adding Rhea and Mia, based off of how Mia came in, how hot Rhea is right now, like there's more dynamic and more storylines in that match because I ultimately want to get Bianca versus Rhea at WrestleMania. That's where I want to go. Yeah. Me personally.
Same.
This is a way to
last week or
right. You saw the little backstage eye to eye last week. You're getting the addition to Rhea into the match now. Like, let's build to that, and they're off to a good start. I still don't know who the fifth woman's going to be. I saw Candice LeRae name floated out there. She doesn't have enough steam, I don't think, behind her to be added in.
Yeah, she has experience in the match.
Rumor is Charlotte Flair's coming back, but you can't add Charlotte to a babyface team. That won't make sense. So I don't know where they go. Sasha would make sense, but who knows where she's at right now? She's out there trademarking, bank money statement, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I just don't know who they get as a fifth wheel to that group.
Just don't be Beth Phoenix.
Yeah,
I saw Beth's name floated out there because Rhea taking her out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a natural link. What about Doudrop? But not as Doudrop, as Piper Niven.
I wouldn't mind that because she's experiencing stuff like that, cage matches. So
you got her and Nikki, like tethering different stories together. So there's a couple options. I definitely don't want to see Dana Brooke added in.
No.
She's not.
I don't think they can do anything with her to get her over.
Future endeavor.
Yeah.
I'd get her over.
Enhancement talent.
That's all she's been.
Dave, I pretty much have Yankee Candle upstairs in my front door closet with the amount of candles my wife buys. So don't tempt me, okay? If content gets that bad, I'll go out there and do that. But look, Jay pulled up the candle right now.
Little tricks.
But yeah, so I mean, the 180s I saw this week, main roster wise, I liked. It caught me to a point where, okay, you got go home shows next week. I'll actually buy into Survivor Series as of this moment today. Now they may completely shit the bed next week, and I won't be interested at all. But after Monday and Friday, I'm in so far.
So when does this World Cup or whatever it is pay off? Is that a Survivor Series 2, or is that going through it?
I don't know if they said.
Okay.
So that's a 180 I did not like last night. I don't understand how you take Gunther and make him act like a toddler that's seen a ghost under their bed.
Yes.
In the form of Braun Strowman. There is no reason why Gunther should be acting like that when he sees Strowman.
No.
None at all. It's a complete 180 of his character.
I hate when they book heels like that. No.
Especially whenever he's got people to surround him to back him up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's always was stoic with everybody. Like, I'm going to just stand there, like face to face with Sheamus, like he did that. Like everything's happening around him. He's just standing face to face. And it's Braun Strowman, for crying out loud.
The jobber of jobbers.
Yeah, and I wonder if Strowman, like, not that he went off, in business for himself there, but at the same time, did they really tell him, hey, go out there and no sell that chop? Because the chop is Gunther.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, whenever he's known for his chops.
Yeah. You got to make him look big. Because he's winning and the match is coming.
He only was bought back just for kids to scream. That was it.
I can't take Braun winning this World Cup and getting the Intercontinental title match. Like, that's where I don't want to see this. But unfortunately,
Jason called that last week.
The way he had his own graphic and everything. Yeah, no. Do I want it to happen? No, but I knew it was coming.
Anything else you saw Monday or Friday night from WWE that stood out, 180 wise or other?
I liked the main events, but I hated that every single group faction or whatever was interfering with the match. I mean, those matches were good. They didn't need all the run-ins and everything like that. If you're gonna do that, I could watch that shit on Wednesday.
You're not wrong.
There, I agree with you there.
Tuesday NXT 180. If you're gonna give me Carmelo and Braun, I'm cool. They teased it, so at least go with it. I don't, I still don't, like the fact that we getting Melo for the title again in the North American, but at least if you're going to break off and do that, then I'm okay with it. What'd you think of the main event with Mandy and Alba Fire? I had no idea who the chick was. So when she popped up on the ladder, I'm like, who is this? And even whenever they explained who it was, I'm still like, who is this?
I knew who she was, but it wasn't a pop for me.
I missed it. I watched the first half of the show. I fell asleep on the second half. So who was it?
And I don't even remember her name.
I can't. I trouble with
what up, Kenny?
Go on, Kenny.
Isla Dawn. I struggle with the first name. Isla.
It's
like ISLA. Yeah, I struggle with that.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I mean, she has history with Alba Fire from NXT UK, but I don't know.
She got history with Kaylee Ray, not Alba Fire.
Well, that's true. I mean, I guess it was a way for Mandy to pick up a win without actually beating Alba again, because then you take all Alba's credibility out the window because she's tried how many times and has lost. So I get that.
But then who is that next person?
I know, Ty, but it was a good show whenever it was on. It was a strong show.
Yeah, at least you have Melo sitting there for Braun.
Yeah.
But women's wise, NXT right now, you got nobody.
Far and few.
I struggled with Zoe as much as I'm a fan.
Dude,
I got to a point where I had to fast forward that.
The promo was
bad. I told you last week.
Promo was bad.
You could have gave me bullet points. They let her go on too long.
Mm-hmm. Then the crowd got to her. You could tell, like at one point, the crowd did get to her. It was just like, wrap this up.
Yeah, here's a face. She can't pull off the hill yet.
Well, we'll see. I mean, sink or swim, I guess. But at the same time, like, you got to be able to step up in those moments. I don't care how good your in-ring work is. Like, and not saying that Nikita would have done any better in that situation because she is what she is on the microphone as well right now. But if you got two women that can't really carry the microphone yet, there's no reason why you give one of them a freaking 10-minute promo segment. Like, I just really didn't understand that.
Your thoughts on Deadline?
So let's talk about the Ironclad Survivor, get a pin, go to the penalty box combination of TNA match that's never been done in WWE before, but they're touting it like it's their own invention. No. I think it's too much.
Yeah.
Like there's too many things involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think if you just even take out the penalty box aspect of it, there's still a lot, but I can get that more.
Yeah. And I don't like the every 5 minutes.
It's Elimination Chamber without the chambers. With a penalty box. And the last person in, instead of having an advantage being the last person in, they're at a disadvantage because they don't have as much time on the clock to get as many wins as people that have been in there since the start.
Time me and Dawn were talking about this the other day. We both liked the scramble match back
Yes,
in the day.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That was one of the good things that came out of the Adam Lee era.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that I enjoyed that.
I wish they would do that more, or just revamp it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it kept you on your toes. It was like,
Yeah.
who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Yeah.
You know, it just kept you guessing.
It's like, and I get that this is an evolution of that, but
No.
there's too much other shit in the match.
Mm-hmm.
Like Stone Cold, like Sean said, like, okay, if you lose, like if you take the pin, you have to go in the penalty box. I'd rather if you take the pin, just you get deducted a point if you have them. Or
Yes.
like you can go negative or something.
Yeah, you lose.
I'd rather
Yeah,
see that.
Yeah.
I don't need hockey and wrestling.
You know.
Yeah,
But that was a good thing, though.
yeah, I like your idea better, Chris, with having them. If they got a point, you lose one. If you get pinned, submitted, or disqualified, like
So even if you don't have a point, then you're negative. It's like now you got to fight back
Yes.
to get out of the negative.
And then what does the DQ do? Does that put you in the box, or does that take off a win, a pin?
it gives the person a win.
Okay.
It gives the person a win, and the other person has to go in the penalty box.
That's
I think it's
like
just
that.
too much.
too much.
Yeah, like it's the 10 the 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag,
Yeah.
or keep it simple, as they say.
I mean, I don't doubt the match will be good, but it's just too much going on.
Yeah, I watched that video of Sean explain it. I was like, halfway through, I was like dozing off, just like, why are we still going with this? Like, you're explaining way too much.
A lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. But I get it. You got, you had War Games taken away, so you got to add a match to NXT that means something in that vein, or that they can put their stamp on as their match. It's just maybe after this year you tweak it, you take the best parts of it,
to see how it is.
We'll see how it goes, and
And next year will be the championship scramble.
and I'd be okay with that.
Yes.
Anything else WWE wise? All right, so before we get into AEW and break down Full Gear and the 180s that have gone on in that promotion from Full Gear 2021 to Full Gear 2022, let's get the NWA stuff out of the way. Okay, get it out of the way. I went back on YouTube this week and I watched Nick Aldis's sit down with Sam Roberts.
Okay.
Really good interview, about an hour and a half, roughly.
I didn't even know that interview, so I'll have to go back and check that out.
Yeah, and he talked a lot about why he left, his reasonings for leaving, the relationship, how it fizzled out. Nothing he said was a burial of Billy Corgan or the NWA as a whole. It was basically the point where, hey, this product is not for me anymore. It's not what I envisioned. It's not where I wanted it to go. It's not what we started with whenever I was the 10 pounds of gold and leading up to All In and everything else. Up until pandemic hit. And I think that's the key point in all of this is how much pandemic played a role in the NWA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic, you look at their roster pre-pandemic, you had Eddie Kingston. You had Ricky Starks.
I didn't even
couple
know
other
Eddie Kingston
people
was
in
in the NWA, but I knew Ricky Starks was there.
Thunder was there.
Thunder was there. So you had a couple of people that were stars and draws that were coming into their own because of the NWA and their ability to talk on the microphone, a la Starks and Kingston, that had the ability to be on Nick's level when it came to challengers. Fast forward through pandemic, those people that are there left. They signed with AEW. Some left and went elsewhere. So your roster slims down and your potential matchups for who can go toe-to-toe with Nick kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
Now, to Nick's credit, you know, the stuff with Trevor leading up to Trevor beating him at the chase and everything else, the Harley race tie-ins, all that stuff, story-wise, that's a hell of a story to tell. And you have that moment and you crown that champion based off of the story, and it worked and everything is good. But that's not the champion that you hit your wagon to. It's not the one that's going to draw and put butts in seats. Mm-hmm. So you do it for the moment, great, but you needed to have that next person in line to come behind Trevor to be the one to pick up, and then you can sprinkle Nick in as you see fit. They never had nobody behind Trevor to do that. So then it got to the point where, hey, we're not drawing, we're not making money, nobody's buying tickets. So now we got to put you back into the fold. Speaking of Nick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then it looks like Nick's politicking to get himself put back in the spot again. But it's not that way, even though it could be seen that way through the locker room's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, like Nick said, up until that pandemic era with the NWA and where they're at, Corgan was kind of hands off. I'll sprinkle in ideas, and you guys, you run it. You do it, you handle it. We've seen this with AEW with Tony Khan. But then Billy took over, and you can see he's not good at this. Like he's not good at booking professional wrestling.
Where have I heard that before?
I don't know. You tell me. Where'd you hear that before?
I don't know. There's another promotion. I think they might be on Wednesday nights that we've been having the same discussion about lately.
So then you ultimately get to this point now. But you get to the point now where you have a pay-per-view nobody cared about.
Good one, Dave.
You have your biggest star in the company suspended, already announced his contract's up, he's done. And you put the title on an individual, not even taking the personable side of him, right? I'm just talking strictly as a wrestler, okay? Not factoring in everything else that he does off camera, outside of the ring. But
before we get into that, we did overlook Matt Cardona being champion briefly. Unfortunately, and I felt like that was kind of getting people time back into the company.
No,
and then he got hurt.
And then it went right back to the way it was. Yeah.
But again, the Cardona stuff was Nick. That wasn't Billy. That was Nick and Matt.
Okay.
So you had two guys that have been in the business for 20 plus years, starting to heat things back up. Yeah, just wrestling wise, there's no promotion out there. I don't care how indie of an indie you have, where Tyrus would be your champion.
No.
And I saw the clip numerous times of him jumping off the middle turnbuckle and trying to.
He pulled him out already.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything from the match. I didn't go back and watch it. I'm not sure if I will go back and watch it, but
never watch it.
I don't I really do feel like that's the end of the NWA.
So Billy said this week, and I think this might be
he doubled down.
I think this is going to be a recurring segment from Billy of what did Billy say this week to kill the NWA. It was what you saw in the main event is where the NWA is moving forward with the type of match that they had. So whether the match was good or not, I'm not sure. So I can't sit there and talk about it. But he goes, and if you didn't like that match, don't watch. Just like hell of a way to promote the NWA. Hell of a
way. Defensive. That's not the way to go.
Tyrus's tweet wasn't any better, or IG or whatever he put out wasn't any better. I don't even feel it. I don't even feel like I need to read it because it just. He talked about the woke wrestling fans, and he hears all their. It's like,
so
yo,
his normal
No,
stuff.
no.
Yeah.
Once you say that word, you bring in political stuff with me. That's different.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that's pretty much the tagline these days,
Yeah.
Dave. No one's watching anyways. And
Mhm.
it's sad because, like we said last week on the show, I was fully behind Empower and watched it faithfully on a weekly basis. And it was arguably the favorite show of the week for me pre-pandemic. Try getting back into it when it came back. Not really my cup of tea. And it's just been on a further nosedive. And that was the exclamation point or the nail in the coffin from my standpoint was last Saturday night.
And unfortunately, Steve, like lately, I'm feeling the same way about MLW. You know, it's just like, and like I'm gonna give them a shot because I do like MLW, and I'm hoping it will get better, especially if they start doing stuff live. But right now, it's like since the pandemic, it's just been tough for me to get in, like actually into it.
And not only that, MLW is still at this standpoint because they pre-tape so much stuff. You still have Karrion Kross on your TV because of how far behind you are.
It's like I kind of feel like, okay, maybe I'll just wait right now and whenever they get back closer into tapings.
It's like now you have Cross feuding with Enzo on MLW, and yet he's in a match last night with
Mad Cat.
Like, yes, NWA still has Ice Cube. Yeah, to me, that's just one off the list that I don't have to pay attention to anymore. Yeah. So, yeah, I really want to get into Impact, but for sake of time, we'll save that because they had a good show last night, a good go home show Thursday night, and then into their special last night. So I don't want to take time away because I know you guys didn't really watch it, so there's no point in me just talking about it. Yeah, sorry about that. Rick Rude did not appear on the same night either. I don't know if that ruins your childhood, but hey, it's what it is. That's a bigger question to get into because I saw somebody else on Twitter, and I forget who it was, but they talked about that. Never mind. Well, I don't want to sidebar and go off into that. So AEW Full Gear, right? Let's just talk about 180s real quick before we get into the card and what we saw Wednesday night, right? So last year, Full Gear, 2021, this was your card, right? You had Sheeta and Thunder Rosa against Jamie Hayter and Nyla Rose, MJF versus Darby Allin, Lucha Brothers against FTR, Danielson against Miro, Christian Cage, Jurassic Express against the Super Click, so Cole and the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes and Pac against Malachi Black and Andrade, Britt against Ty Conti, CM Punk against Eddie Kingston, Inner Circle against Men of the Year, and then Hangman against Omega. My biggest 180 from last year's card to this year's card is that main event segment and that main event match. You had one of the best stories going in Hangman and Kenny. It was a 2-year build. You were wanting the culmination of seeing Hangman become champion. In this year's main event, I have no interest in. Wednesday night was a terrible go-home segment for this matchup between MJF and Mox. Yeah. To me, they both cut the same promo for 3 weeks. MJF not being on TV because he was filming the Von Erich movie, I think, killed this matchup.
I get that.
The only thing that I saw on Wednesday, which I brought this up a couple weeks ago, William Regal is the X Factor in this match. And if he turns on Mox, as MJF, being the devil, and that's how he gets the title, I'm okay with it. That's the only interest I have in this match. Other than that, I don't want to see it, which is crazy because it's MJF and Mox. Say what you will about Mox from the other three guys on this show.
Oh, I'll say a lot.
I'm automatically out.
But there's no like.
If you gave me him and Punk, MJF and Punk, I'd have been more invested. I just can't take Moxley. Can't.
There's no interest here. Like I don't want it. Like MJF winning his first world title should be a big freaking deal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hold off because the build-up is so wishy-washy?
I don't think you can hold off. MJF got to send the crowd home happy promo after the show went off the air on Wednesday. Tony Khan was in the ring with him. And normally that's your baby face, your biggest star. The Young Bucks used to do it. Kenny, Cody, Eddie Kingston done it before here in Pittsburgh. Like those are Britt has done it. So those are your people, your faces. And MJF got that spot on Wednesday night after the crowd, and he cut a good promo. He, still blurred the lines as MJF, but he addressed some things and everything else. And you can find that online. I'm not going to go into details here. But I just feel like to have the culmination of MJF winning his first world title, it should be a bigger field and bigger buzz around it. And to me, there's no buzz at all around it. I could be cynical looking at it that way.
I'm not hyped up for it.
Has there been any title match this year from them that's been like worthy of? I mean, that you were interested in? Hangman. I mean, that fell off at the end.
Well, no, Hangman and Punk I wanted to see. Even though I didn't want Punk to win it, but like they had me wanting to see the match.
Okay.
Hangman and Danielson at the beginning of the year, there was intrigue there. But ever since Punk first won the belt, the world title,
rough spot.
Say what you will for injury and tournaments and everything else, and Mox winning it twice, like I just feel like there's not the buzz that there should be around it for it being your world championship match. Now, I saw a lot of people online, well, Punk's going to walk out and steal MJF's moment after he wins the belt. He tore his tricep. He's injured. Like, I don't know why you would think Punk would come back based off of everything that's gone on. Or I saw this one. This was the better one. The Elite are going to beat the Death Triangle, and then Punk's going to come out on stage and be joined by FTR.
That was
guys. Tony Khan came out this week and said, "Yeah, FTR is one of the best tag teams in the world. I want to feature them more." Bro, they haven't wrestled on Dynamite since May. It's freaking November. You had the best tag team in the world right now on your show, and they haven't wrestled on Wednesday night in a tag team match since May. What are you doing?
The momentum they had the first half of the year has completely dropped off in the second half. And that's almost a universal theme for AEW. We talked about Wardlow, how hot he was in the first half of the year, dropped off. FTR, how hot they were, dropped off. I mean, you could probably go up and down the card and discuss that. Jade was more hotter earlier in the year than she is, I think, right now. Like, it's for me, one character failing after another in the company. Like he's not doing a good job.
This is FTR, right? Dax tweeted this out, and just bear with me here, right? Some of these aren't in AEW, but just goes to show you where they were at. You had FTR against the Rock and Roll Express, FTR versus Punk and Mox, FTR Briscoes 1, Briscoes 2, Young Bucks, FTR Aussie Open, FTR Swerve on Our Glory, FTR Cobb versus Khan, Dax against CM Punk, Dax versus Cash, Dax versus Adam Cole, Dax versus Ospreay, Dax versus Lethal, Dax versus Claudia. I mean, that's a hell of a resume for 2022. But how many of those matches, tag team wise, were in AEW?
How many of those matches were after June?
That's the other point.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other freaking point. I get it. The Acclaim popped up hotter than fish grease. So sometimes you got to pull an audible and roll with something that's white hot. I get it.
But they were hot before, and they still weren't using FTR even whenever Acclaim was hot. I mean,
you had
there's
FTR
no
be the number one contenders from April until last month.
Yeah.
And then lose it.
My favorite thing from Tony Khan's conference call this week was, I know we have a lot of talent that's being underutilized. I think we may need to do more programming. You can't fucking book programming now. And you want to add more programming to the lineup.
Nah, they need to get rid of some wrestlers. That's what they need to do.
Yeah,
and he doubled down on recruiting and signing more people.
Maybe that's this week on Dynamite, Dave.
I mean, it just like there's.
I don't put Tony Khan past Vince McMahon booking anymore.
Oh no!
Ride that Uzi hot wave.
Oh no! No.
I will say that for me, this pay-per-view. Well, fuck it. Let's get into the card.
All right. We got 3 buy-in matches.
So there's 3 buy-in matches and there's 10 matches on the main card.
Yes, 13 total. So let's try to roll through these. Eddie Kingston versus Jun Akiyama.
Any other point in time in my life, I am ecstatic for this match. But it was so last minute. Like,
yeah.
Was that who he wrestled on Rampage last night?
Yeah, that was the tag team match from last night, which was a really good tag team match.
Yeah.
Like, Rampage last night was arguably the best show of the week. Maybe not in-ring work-wise, but storyline-wise, there was a lot going on Rampage last night. So they're kind of like settling back into a groove on Rampage. But you just throw this together last minute, like much of this card, and
Can we stop Rampage being another show to hype up the pay-per-view? Can it just be part of it? Like, especially when they're going live there. Like, to me, that should be the buy-in. Like, if you're on Rampage, you shouldn't be on the card the next night.
Correct.
True.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that to see how it changes the feel for it.
Like, if you just wrestled last night, why are we seeing you again tonight? Like,
they learned that from WWE.
Yeah.
Kingston lost last night. I think he gets a win back tonight. I did that purposely. 50-50 booking.
I'm going to give it to the other guy.
Oh, I can't pick Kingston. Akiyama.
All right, next. These pre-show matches, we're not spending a lot of time on.
No.
Yeah, no.
Got Best Friends versus The Factory.
We just get
Don't care. Don't even pick this match. Dead ass.
AEW Eliminator Tournament. Cage versus Starks.
So Starks was legit shoot hurt, which is why they had to bump the match, which is why we're not getting the finals tonight on the pay-per-view. But then I see him on Rampage last night, and he's getting his ass beat by Archer and then takes a choke slam on the steps from Cage. So if he's shoot hurt, why are we having him take all these spots and then go out and wrestle tonight against Cage? Like, it just...
You're getting Rey Mysterio into a garage door.
Yeah, I got Starks winning this because, you know, him versus Bandito, I called it from the beginning. So I'm going to stick to my original picks.
Bandito's in the final now?
Yeah, he won. No, I'm sorry. Did Paige win him? Paige beat him on Wednesday?
I honestly don't remember.
Somebody fact check me. I can't remember.
Was this supposed to end here?
It was supposed to be the final was supposed to be tonight.
But Stark's injury kind of threw everything.
But then you put this match on the well, it is a semifinal match, but this could be a match on the main card. It takes
Ethan won. Paige won.
Okay.
So Paige winning goes back to even more of a fact that MJF is going to win your main event. But we'll touch on that later. So
I'm gonna go Starks.
Oh yeah, I gotta go Starks. I don't care if he's injured, even if he legit is still, he's got to win.
All right, next.
Don't anything?
No.
Okay.
No. I've been watching 2 months. I could give a damn about this pay-per-view.
Wait, this is on the pre-show?
Nope. Now we're on main card.
This could have been the pre-show.
This, absolutely could be on the pre-show.
You're not having Sting Jeff Jarrett version 46 on the pre-show. Are you kidding me? This is the hottest feud in 25 years. What are you talking about?
Sting's jumping off something and the guitar's getting broken.
That's it.
You called it.
Go home.
Scorpion Deathlock and match.
Yeah.
And the dumbass AEW fans gonna say, Sting, you still got it. This is awesome, like always. Because that's how stupid the AEW fans are.
I will say this.
We might give it to Jeff Jarrett too.
I think this match will be better than we're making it out to be, honestly. If I'm just looking at it objectively.
Do you get a turn?
No, you don't, because the two legends are overlooking the young talent. So who cares?
Well, the only young talent in this match is Darby.
Again,
older than Lethal's old as hell.
Yes, who cares? It doesn't matter.
It is kind of crazy that we still kind of put Lethal in that category, that he's still the young guy 25 years later in wrestling. Because he's never gotten that spot, I guess. And like, we kind of still consider him like, oh, he's some young talent there. I'm discovered.
I'm over the Darby Sting dynamic.
Same.
That needs to move along.
Over that.
Yeah.
I called that the first night.
I got Darby and Sting winning.
Yeah, I don't think they lose. Do they lose on pay-per-views? Do they lose at all?
No. Sting and Darby ain't losing. All right, we got a grudge match here. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Soraya.
I will say, out of this entire card, the women's matches are the matches that I'm most looking forward to. In whatever order you want to book them, that's what I'm most excited for on this card. So AEW, a 180 from last year to this year, I'm more excited about the women's matches.
Yeah, same.
To me, this is where you could see the double turn. Britt's promo on Wednesday night was a very good promo, but it was also a very babyface promo. I would have no problem at all with a double turn here. Because Soraya is the X factor. We talked about it a little bit last week. Like, the AEW fan base, the quote unquote smart marks, the smartest fans in wrestling, they're very protective of AEW. You're that WWE star coming in. You're already talking about it's my house and everything else. If you don't go out there and deliver a 5-star match for these people, they are going to turn on you really quickly. So why not just do a double turn? Rick can come out of it as a face. She's already a tweener. People boo her and love her, cheer her, wherever. But just do the double turn and have Soraya go full heel. I'd rather see her start out as a heel than a true face. So I don't think Tony will book it that way at all.
How do you book Hater from this?
Well, save that for Hater's match whenever we break it down, because
I'll go Britt.
Soraya's going to get the win. She's not going to come in and lose. But I feel like that's going to put her against the AEW fan base even more. So just do the double turn.
So who's the young talent here, Donald?
Britt.
Britt really the young talent now? I mean, established in AEW?
Age-wise, she's still young talent.
Yeah, I don't see Soraya losing. Yeah, she came in, and a loss was not going to hurt Britt Baker. I don't know. I think a loss might hurt Soraya here more than it would Britt.
All right.
Okay. Steel cage match: Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy.
I don't care.
They're still running with this.
Is
Still running
Luchasaurus
with this shit.
good to go? I heard he was injured.
Still advertised, so
Give me.
this is the pay-per-view that if you're injured, fuck it. Just go out
You're
do your
gonna
job.
tape it up and say I'm
You
good.
don't have to work Dynamite Wednesday if you work the pay-per-view.
The cage adds intrigue.
Come on, you can't do that.
The cage added intrigue to me, but I'm over the storyline.
Yeah,
Pulling their card. Let's make something else extravagant. Let's throw a cage in it.
it's time to move on past this.
Yeah.
This will be a bathroom break for me.
How long has this story been running? Like, does anybody
3
really know?
years. 3 years.
Since
Yep.
I'll clarify. How long has it been running since the turn? Double or Nothing?
So May.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Feels like longer.
Why are we on a third pay-per-view?
Because they're ultimately waiting for Christian Cage and his 47-year-old ass to get healthy, so they can finally get off the
Then
feud.
move on, and then
To move on to come back.
You know, Edge get hurt, he just goes off into the woods and just reappears later. He could have done.
Listen, Taekwon, put up Taekwon's last comment.
Don't you want to grab that?
That match ended 65 million years ago when the asteroid hit. We don't need a replay of that. I don't care. I'm not even picking a winner in this match. I really don't care about this match.
I got Jungle Boy.
Yeah, Jungle Boy's got to win.
Needs to win.
Dylan McKay's son.
Still a Jungle Boy fan, man. Still a Jungle Boy fan.
I am, yeah.
I'm not. They turned me off because he's been stuck with this bullshit for 17 months.
When is he gonna break out?
I guess when
This
Chris
was-
gets better.
This was supposed to be the springboard to him breaking out. He's just been up on the high dive with his knees shaking because he can't jump off.
Can I jump yet? No.
Everybody else behind him in line is yelling at him. Mister, get off the pot already, dude.
TBS Championship: Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose.
Again, I'm interested in this match. Don't know how good the match is going to be, but I'm interested in the match.
Nyla made this fun for me.
Yeah, and Tony Schiavone came up with the idea for her to steal the title and run with it. So Schiavone gets a little bit of credit here. Nyla, this is the best she's looked because she's being herself.
Mm-hmm.
Nyla is hilarious. Like one of the best Twitter followers out there. And, you know, I don't know if you're getting a full J turn with this feud, so to speak, but this is the best way for them to have presented Nyla to take her serious to beat Jade, given the fact that Jade has beaten her before, even though it was in a triple threat match. Like, at some point, Jade got to lose.
Yeah.
I just don't know if Nyla's that person to make her lose.
I don't think Nyla's the right person to make her lose.
I think
If Nyla continues this on character wise, give me Nyla winning, because I think she would be obnoxious with the belt and just lean into it full on, and it would be tremendous character work. Jay can go away for a while, come back, and be sprinkled in wherever you want to put her.
And for me, you're building better. You'll be building better people off of Nyla.
Okay.
Because this is what I don't want to see happen. I don't want to see Nyla lose, go back to being herself, and then she gets thrown in as, let's say, Jamie Hayter's first challenger because Hayter won.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen that.
The female Lance Archer.
Yeah.
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 So give me
We've
something
seen
different.
We've seen
Let
them do that with
actually
Nyla
do it.
way too much.
Yeah.
This is one of those matches that I think the build-up's going to be better than the actual match. I think this is the female version of meat versus meat, and it's just
Definitely.
I'm good. I don't. Moving on. We'll go with the AEW Interim Women's World Championship. Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter.
So Tony Storm came out this week and had some strong words and said, "Hey, Thunder Rosa is nowhere to be heard from. She hasn't been around. Nobody's seen her. She's not going to be healthy. Strip her from the damn title and give me the strap. Enough with the interim BS."
Yep.
Tony said they're talking, or Tony Khan said that they're talking about it, about possibly making Tony Storm, just champion, taking the interim off.
I forgot Thunder was even on the roster.
You're doing these interim. It's like you can't just, if you're doing an interim championship, you can just name them, world champions. Like ride the wave with it until you can do the match. Like that's the whole point of these interim titles. I've never seen UFC just say, "Oh, you know what? We're done waiting. You're just going to be the champion now." No, you've named the interim champion. It's got to be the interim champion until the end.
I'm not going to necessarily pick this as my match of the night, but this is one that can be a very sneaky match on the card to where after we're done and we look back and go, man, Hayter and Tony absolutely killed it.
Yes, Dave. Yes.
Tighten them turnbuckle, boy.
Tony's isn't as big as it once was, but it's still there.
It ain't.
I'm going to go with Jamie Hayter.
Pull the trigger. Even though it's interim, make the change.
And it makes no sense for Tony to drop it because this is her first actual pay-per-view defending the belt. So I'm going against all logical booking here with my pick. But I really think you can put it on Hayter. There's more avenues with Hayter as champ. Because I don't know where you go if Tony wins.
What if you named?
Yeah, it got recasted to Nikita Lyons.
So if they stripped Thunder Rosa, how would you book that? Would you have a number one contender for somebody to face Tony, or
they can't storytell, so just strip it and just call it that?
Do you just say the winner of tonight is? Do you just say the winner of tonight is the AEW Women's World Champion?
I'd put it on Hayter and then have him fight for the.
Or make another tournament.
That sounds more logical.
There we go.
Stretch this bad boy out.
Battle of the Belts in January.
If they strip Thunder of the title, then it makes sense for Tony to win and retain, because then Thunder can come back with the gripe of, you've never beaten me. You're calling yourself the champ, like you never beaten me. Tony would be the heel in this situation, but you can't call yourself the champ. I was never defeated.
She come back with the belt, something like Shawn and Razor.
Yeah, why not?
This is my belt. This is the real belt.
And then we get a ladder match.
It fits. It fits.
I don't know. I don't want to see Jamie Hayter lose the chance that she deserves based off of the crowd reaction and what they've given to her. Like, you run her out on spots like this, and then if you don't capitalize on it at some point, it's going to be like a Statlander situation where they're just not going to care anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about her.
So it's very difficult because you don't want to do disservice to Tony with a run by giving it to Jamie. But at the same time, like, here's my thing with this. I feel like I'm more seesawing this because I don't think they have a plan moving forward.
You don't?
So I guess that's my biggest gripe on why I'm seesawing between picks, because either way they go, I don't think they have a plan. And I mean, the TBS title is meant more than the women's title. So
I've been saying that since Thunder won the belt.
I guess I'll change. I'll go Tony. I'll change my pick. I'll go Tony. Final answer. Tony Storm. I used all my lifelines.
Tony, run it back at Winter's Coming. Give it to Hayter.
Do the switch there. Okay. I'm going Tony. I don't see her dropping the title tonight. I think the fans are behind Hayter. I just don't think it's the time for Hayter yet.
All right.
Okay. TNT Championship. Wardlow, Joe, Hobbs.
Completely sour grapes in this match for me. I don't
lost me in the build.
I mean, I get Joe's promo on Wednesday. Again, explain why. It makes sense why. But at the same time, I would have been more invested in just seeing Wardlow versus Hobbs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the way they did it Wednesday, you had Joe out in the ring. You had Hobbs come down the ramp. And then you had your babyface chant music hit, and he sneaks out through the crowd to attack. What fucking sense does that make? When did babyfaces have to revert to I'm gonna sneak up and hit you from behind? And you know me, I love a good house fight.
I think the match would be good.
You got 3 in this match.
It's not even a true Oreo match.
That's those old school cookies your grandma used to buy from the corner store back in the day when it was half chocolate, half vanilla.
Hydrox.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
I'll go Wardlow. Honestly, I wouldn't mind like a screwy, dusty finish here where all 3 of these men get counted out because they're just brawling out in the crowd.
One big DQ.
Yeah, one big DQ. You can't get them back in the ring. Because I don't want to see Hobbs take a pin here. I really don't. Like,
no. I don't want to see anybody take a pin here.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
That's why I said just do something where they all get counted out.
I'm going Hobbs for the win. It's time to take the belt off Wardlow. They've done shit with the TNT title lately. Give Hobbs the one. And I don't know if Joe cost Wardlow the match, and then we see Joe and Wardlow next month at the pay-per-view. Continue that shit on. It doesn't seem like it's just going to die out off of this.
I thought that was Cage's belt. Or you just have them 2 fight for no reason.
What belt?
Oh, yeah, we just had him and Joe fight for no reason.
ROH belt.
Cage ain't
you know, when Cage laid out Joe and he picked
Mm-hmm.
up that title, and Hobbs laid out Wardlow and he picked up that title, so you thought logically, we'll get Wardlow versus Hobbs, and then we'll get Cage versus Joe at ROH. No, they didn't do that. They rushed Joe versus Cage. They turned Joe and then gave us a triple threat.
And let's put Cage in a different title match altogether.
Yes.
Yeah, you could have given me a 4-way here, and I would have been happier based on how
More
they
meat.
cooked it. More meat.
Give me Wardlow. I don't know who takes
Wardlow.
it.
Wardlow.
All right. ROH Championship. Jericho, Danielson, Castagnoli, and Guevara.
Oh my god.
I don't care.
Is this the same match they've been running since last year?
Well, they just ran the tag team
last
match
year,
on Wednesday.
It feels like it.
But yes, this is the same BCC JAS matchup in some other form or fashion.
Jericho's not losing.
A Hogan not losing?
I try to turn Sammy back to a face.
You can't do that right now.
It's not gonna happen.
All right, Jericho. He's still got to go on this Ring of Honor champion destruction elimination.
He's got to destroy it at the pay-per-view.
What if they give you the finger poke or the equivalent of it?
That would be uber sports entertainment.
It might be good for that. That might be good for that. Hey,
just do it. Give me another reason to turn it off.
I mean, Jericho referenced the "Hey, you do the right thing, kid" in an interview a couple weeks ago to Sammy.
Hey, don't make
where do you want between this match and Ring of Honor's pay-per-view next month? Where do you want Ring of Honor to go? Because everything that's been out there, rumor and innuendo-wise, is that they're going to get their TV deal. It's going to be announced beginning part of the year, and they're going to be off and running. So you got to position everybody now. Jericho, to me, as much of name value as he carries, he's never going to be Ring of Honor. So if you're going to go into your TV deal and you still want a big name star to have the feel to draw eyes and everything else, then put it on Danielson. Let him be there, the American Dragon, Ring of Honor's rebirth, like a phoenix, coming back from the ashes. They're on national TV. Danielson's your guy, and you can go from there.
I need to know what they're going to do with Ring of Honor, what their actual plan is. Is Ring of Honor going to be young talent only and be like their NXT, or is it going to be just AEW Dark 3?
To me,
well, if they do AEW Dark 3, the brand's dead before it even gets on TV.
It's like I need to know like how they're going to run things, because if it's just going to be young talent, cool. Yeah, Jericho can't fit with that. Like, no matter how cool he thinks he is, he won't fit.
To me, you got to separate it.
Has to be separated.
But I feel like if you have Jericho as champion, you want to have him Hogan.
Who's running the comments?
3 hours.
Who wants to run them?
I can't pull it up.
Do what? Oh, what CD and RH?
No, the last one. He talked. Chris, you and Dave talked about this.
We were talking, about just they needed to get TV and stuff like that too. And like I think it should be younger talent. Like establish the people that they're not using right now. They have so much talent.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what Tony Khan's thinking is for the brand. I don't know where he wants it, because it's just all over the place the past few months.
All right, everybody, real quick, everybody's picks.
And we can talk about that. We can talk about this next month with Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but we'll for the Ring of Honor pay-per-view in December, we'll break down that card. But I think we should pull up the roster and have a little ROH draft of our own as to who we want to see in Ring of Honor for the brand moving forward. We can go from there with that. So we'll table that. So keep that in your memory banks.
It sounds like ECW Originals versus New Breed.
Yeah, I don't want that. Don't bring that up. It's terrible. It's terrible.
All right, so everybody got Jericho, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
All right, the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory for the AEW World Tag Team Championship.
I think time to kill the hype. Well, no, you get the turn, so Acclaimed.
Acclaimed. This is the last match for Swerve in Our Glory. Swerve and Lee finally break up. Swerve's a main event player,
hands
down. So I don't see the Acclaim losing here. I hated Wednesday night. You had to come out, do a rap, then you throw to a music video, and then you come back. Like, it's just, we're on a go-home show to one of your big 4 pay-per-views, and you're doing music videos.
There's no reason that Swerve shouldn't have came out and interrupted the music video. Like, it could have started, then he was like, no, cut this shit off. He goes, we got a match going on. Like, that, there's no reason that they showed the whole music video and then did the match.
I got the Acclaim.
I'm going the Acclaim, too.
Okay.
All right. We got Death Triangle versus the Elite for the Trios Championship.
You know what it is.
The worst disservice to bringing back people that I've ever seen done. These are your 3 biggest stars in the company. 3 of the 6 stars the company's founded on, your EVPs, and you bring them back with a ticking clock that goes off and then a freaking graphic that pops up and you just fade them in like it's a PowerPoint presentation from 6th grade. What the hell are you doing?
You got to pay for that debut.
We don't want to waste the pop on Wednesday. We want the pop to be bigger at the pay-per-view. You're going to get the pop the same way. Why run the freaking vignettes for 6 weeks if you just PowerPoint presentation them in on Wednesday night? I didn't care about this match because I thought it was just going to be a straight cakewalk to the Elite winning the titles again. Hawk's promo after the match sold me that, hey, I at least have a little bit of disbelief that Triangle can win this. And I would have been happier if they would have swerved me all and it would have been House of Black. Based on the history with them and Death Triangle.
Yeah.
And then have the Elite come out afterwards at the pay-per-view. And you get the bigger pop then. If you want to save the pop for the pay-per-view.
Could have made it a triple threat.
No, I don't need 9 guys on the ring apron for that.
That'd be like a New Japan match.
The more bodies, the better.
They did it before with 5-on-5.
I really don't want that Triangle to lose because I feel like they were put in a no-win situation when this happened. You know, it'd have been better off not putting the belts on anybody, honestly.
Yeah.
But here we are. They have the titles. You're not going to have Omega and the Bucks come back and them lose.
Then you got the Inner Turmoil storyline going. So
I'll go Bucks and Omega, even though I want that Triangle to win.
Yeah, Bucks and Omega.
The logic's there for it. I want Death Triangle to win too. I don't. You shouldn't have somebody come back just to take the belts back.
I feel like Death Triangle's breaking up.
Yeah. Could happen. They've had a nice run.
No,
inconsistent, unfortunately, but
no, they haven't. Don't. There's no way. There's nothing nice about the run they've had.
It's been inconsistent, but
this is definitely
they should be an established top tier team right now that's protected.
Who else? I mean,
let's think about this trios division from realistically.
There's no group in AEW other than the Elite that's protected.
JAS?
No, because they'll bring people in and out of that constantly, so it's not protected.
It's for the same people. There's nobody been in and out of.
They've
JAS.
added Sammy into there. They've added Anna,
but they don't lose. So how are they not protected?
Still suck.
But this whole hype for a trios division, and you have 2 teams right now.
To me, they only like 3. I put House of Black in there.
But House of Black they're not there yet. Like, you're getting vignettes. They were there. They were there and didn't do anything, and then they went away. Malachi thought about quitting, and Tony Khan talked about and brought him back. So now they're revamping it and getting it running again. But
Yeah, there's no other viable contenders. Best friends, no.
Got the wingman out there, don't you?
Oh, yeah, they can be whipping posts, but no.
No, that's say for Dante Martin and his brother and Matt Sadell.
No, I will say, give me AR Fox and Top Flight as a trios team.
Could do that, yeah. I don't see them being the people to take it off the elite, but they'll just be there for enhancement.
That's their job. Unlimited potential.
They'll be somebody's stat padding.
I don't know. It's like we come in and we talk about these pay-per-views, and it was like, oh, well, all in or all out, whatever they're calling it, was supposed to be a hard reset. And it was going to get back on track. And then CM Punk drove that bus off a cliff. So now it's like, oh, full gear is the hard reset. And we're going to get AEW back to how we was. I don't have any faith in them doing the reset and actually turning the corner and coming out guns a-blazing to where I must see Wednesday night every single week.
It's been a bad 11 months, and I don't see it getting reset.
Then you got to book right back to Winter is Coming.
Yep. And an ROH pay-per-view. And then Battle of the Belts.
Didn't that just happen? How many Battle of the Belts are there?
Once a quarter.
Then
Revolution. Battle to retain, because no champ ever loses. And I feel like we're going through this card, besides that triangle, no champ is going to lose. Maybe Moxley. But
all right, let's get into that. AEW World Championship, Moxley versus MJF.
Taquan's quote. AR Fox and tough. Yeah. Jay's the fourth member of that team. AR Fox looked on Wednesday night. He came out looking like he could smoke a pack of Newports and drop 40 at the Rucker. Like he just like that old head that just, oh, you want to get in this game? Yeah, young fella, put my square down, do a quick stretch, and then go drop 40 and dunk all over you people. That's what he did on Wednesday night.
Did we see him somewhere?
He was in Lucha Underground.
No, I mean like live.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jason didn't watch that.
Yeah. I feel like he might have been at that GFC or whatever.
I've never seen him live. So. But yeah, all right. What's next?
That's true.
Moxley and MJF.
Moxley and MJF.
Yep.
I mean, we've hit on this throughout the show so far. I got MJF winning with Regal turn.
Shoulder fans are giving Mox.
Motherfucker.
Makes me wait.
I'm just gonna say, what was the whole point of him coming back and doing everything? If we're not gonna give it to him, the whole Vegas thing, airport situation, fan fest situation, everything with that. And since their main Hogan ain't here to give up the title,
make Malcolm bigger.
Their current big Hogan is here. That's who's dropping it.
The young talent went in. That's right.
Yeah, they need to. If MJF doesn't win tonight, I'm going to be pretty upset.
Like I always say in wrestling, push the young talent. We'll see if they do.
There's not a lot of reason that I want to watch AEW lately. So if MJF at least wins the title, I'll see what they do on Dynamite on Wednesday. See if things actually move forward. But if they don't, it's going to be the same shit.
I think there's more intrigue. MJF winning clean is okay, but that doesn't suit MJF.
But what is
why which is why I want the Regal turn to go along with it.
I don't want MJF winning clean. I want him to pull a heel move and hit him with the diamond ring, because he keeps saying he's going to win clean and not hit him with the diamond ring. Fucking do it. That's your heel.
Regal brass knucks. I'm telling you, it's there. MJF
I
puts on the
don't want to
diamond.
see Regal turn to be with him.
MJF puts on the diamond. MJF puts on the diamond ring. The crowd is losing their shit. He's looking at the ring. He's looking at the crowd. Looks down at the ring. Looks at the crowd. He takes the ring off and drops it out the ring. The crowd pops even louder. Regal spins Mox around, hits him with the brass knucks. 1, 2, 3. Crowd boos the shit out of Regal and MJF.
You're getting William Morrissey.
I don't need the firm money.
I'd rather see MJF steal the brass knucks off of Regal and him use the brass knucks on him and say, well, I didn't use the diamond ring.
I'd rather see Mox use the diamond ring and win.
You know what? Fuck you. No.
Whatever happens, I'm still not watching Wednesday. That company needs wholesale changes.
The MJF winning promo on Wednesday would be gold.
I'll tell you for that.
Kick off the show. That music hits. Yeah. All right, final go round. I got MJF.
Moxley.
MJF.
Donald, thanks for chiming in. Good job.
Young talent.
Match of the night.
Do I actually give a shit about any of the matches? That's the problem.
Give me the cage match.
Match of the night is college football on ESPN.
I mean, for me, the most obvious pick here is the trios. Just because those 6 guys don't put out bad matches. We've seen what Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks have done together. We've seen what Pac and Kenny Omega has done together. So you put those 6 in a ring, kind of hard to have a bad match there.
I'll go Ring of Honor title match.
The 4-way?
Yeah.
You fuck. All right. Well, I'm not even. You might as well just said Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, Sting, and Darby if you're picking that. I'll go the most obvious. I'll pick the trios. All right. Hit us up on social media. Let us know what picks we got right, what we got wrong. You're matching tonight, and whether or not you're actually buying this pay-per-view. I want to know that. So we put a Twitter poll out there. Put a Twitter poll out there. Are you buying AEW Full Gear? Yes or no?
I won't be buying it. I won't be buying it or watching it tonight. So
I'm curious to know the results. So I'll put a poll up after the show.
Okay.
All right. For the sake of time, well, actually, let's get into this we'll save the debate that I sent over. Save it for next week.
Okay.
Because it'll tie in the Survivor Series. So we'll save it for next week.
Time to drink.
Time to drink.
Chug, 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 chug.
All right, Jay, this week's drink of the week, we have Crooked Core Cranapple.
Going classy today.
This is 8% alcohol. I don't know if it's a wine or a cider.
I think it's wine.
It's a cider wine. They had it under. Is there a cider wine?
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
But you can find it at arrowheadwine.com. So they have wine in the website. So I'm thinking
Arrowhead Wine Cellars is the name. It says from
Yeah,
Northeast PA. I didn't even know that was a town.
So this is our first wine review on the Drink of the Week segment.
I feel like more is coming. Your boy might get a little fancy.
You can smell the cranberry.
Does anybody have a wine glass at all?
I do, but I didn't
drink
pull
out
it
of
out.
bottle.
No.
I think I have everything else but.
I went with the regular glass. I didn't feel like pulling out the wine glasses. Red Solo
Cup.
They say the lines mean something. I don't know. Does it?
They do. The first line's a shot. And then the rest of them I don't remember because Normally, I fill shots up to the top.
I don't use it. It's a carbonated wine.
Mm-hmm. That's what's making me enjoy it.
I like this. I like this.
I feel like because it's in a bottle, we need to put a brown paper bag around it and really drink it like a crackhead.
Picky out.
Look at the last comment.
I'm not a huge wine guy.
No.
There's a couple wines out there that I'll drink. I would absolutely throw this in my list.
This isn't bad.
Like I like the cranberry. I like the bite from the cranberry. The little fizz from the carbonation is helping, more than just like the flat wines that you normally drink. I'm more of a Moscato wine drinker. I like my sweeter wines compared to my dry wines.
So bougie.
So unless it's homemade Dago Red, I'm pretty much drinking Moscato.
That's all I drink.
Yeah. So if you don't got homemade Dago Red wine, I'm pretty much not touching wine unless it's a sweet Moscato. But I would add this into the rotation for sure. 8% alcohol. This will get you loosey. But yeah, I would add this into the Christmas rotation just from the cranberry aspect of it.
This is good. This is good. I like it a lot. Probably one of the better wines that I tasted because I'm not a wine drinker. But I'll give this a 4.
Same. I'll stick 4.
This isn't my type of wine at all. Like I said, I'm a dried Dago Red person.
You're the bougie one. You're the
yeah, nice little glass with my pasta dinner. But yeah, I'm not into sweet wine.
But you swirl it, you give it a couple sniffs and all that stuff.
See, it's got the nice legs to it. And
so far for me, like the cat wine has been sweet, and the cork wine has been like the nasty shit, the fancy shit.
What about the box wine, Jay? You messed with the box wine?
I ain't never messed with box wine.
Never messed with Franzia?
No. That might be the next one.
There's way better box wines out there than Franzia. I'll add that in. I'll give that a 4.25.
I wish you would find this in stores instead of having to go online.
It's not
box
bad.
wine. Box wine is top tier, Dave. Absolutely.
It's a decent wine. It's not my style. I'm gonna go 3, but it's still good.
Taekwon, you got to have the box wine in the crib for the single mothers. You got to do it right, bro. Mm-hmm. Have it out there, just like you need the satin sheets for the lady. You got to have the box wine for the single moms when they come over.
Box wine and Capri Suns.
Box wine, put on Paw Patrol, and you can go handle business.
Who's the box wine for that situation?
I'm good on this. 4.25.
Yes.
And hit us up.
All right, we going into sports or we going into One Gotta Go?
No, let's go into sports because it'll tie into drink of the week too with my sports comment. All right, so we're not going to stay here real long because, there is stuff going on in sports, but nothing real relevant except for the World Cup, right? The World Cup's getting ready to kick off. Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow,
a lot of issues surrounding the World Cup. A lot of changes have been made, but to tie into the drink of the week segment we just had, the government in Qatar came out this week and pulled the rug out and said there will not be alcoholic beverages served at all in the stadiums or in the permitted areas around the stadiums for the games. They've worked really hard to get this because culture-wise, everything else, alcohol you can only buy over there in restaurants or in hotels. Some individual on Twitter actually mapped out the route of all the spots that serves alcohol in and around Cutter.
I mean, how are football fans going to watch the game without alcohol?
Yeah. And I get it. Hey, culturally, alcohol is not a part of their culture.
No.
I understand it. But FIFA and them worked out a deal to where they would be allowed to serve alcohol inside the stadiums and in permitted areas around.
Okay.
They've changed that. So by them changing that, it's cost Anheuser-Busch, so Budweiser, who's the main sponsor for the FIFA World Cup, $75 million in revenue.
Wow.
So huge hit, and it was done literally 4 days before the first match is set to kick off. Opening round games, I believe, start on the 21st or 22nd. So Monday, I believe. Monday or Tuesday.
Is it the women that start then tomorrow? I saw there's some games tomorrow, but
I did see something tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because they said it wasn't going to affect
the men's World Cup.
Yeah, because they said it wasn't going to affect the NFL ratings.
Yeah, so I believe it's Monday or Tuesday.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, but am I saying Qatar like that as a bit?
No, that's how you say it.
That's how you say it. It's not Qatar. It's Qatar.
Yeah. It used to say Qatar. It used to a long time ago, but not now.
Yeah, Urban Dictionary that, Dave. Okay. I'm like Trebek out here pronouncing things properly. But yeah, that's all I had.
So the price of Bud's going up.
$75
There is a game
million.
tomorrow at 11 a.m. So kicks off tomorrow.
USA plays Wales first game at 2:00 on, I believe, Monday or Tuesday.
Monday. Look at that now.
So I'm gonna have to stream that at work somehow.
Yeah.
I haven't figured that out yet. Don't tell my boss.
Do we care about the men's? I don't know if
The
we're
Men's World
supposed
Cup,
to.
absolutely.
Okay, I thought we just cared about the women's.
I'll be watching it.
Look,
But
this U.S. men's team is really young. Okay, they're probably a full World Cup away from actually contending and being a serious factor. So when the World Cup is here in the U.S. in 2026, they have a better chance then, based off of where they're at, age-wise, talent-wise. It's probably the most talented team we've seen from the U.S. in a really long time. It's just whether or not that youth and experience in a World Cup setting will hurt them or help them. They have some deficiencies, but youth and a lack of fear may be able to overcome those. So, do I see the U.S. getting out of group stage and making it to the round of 16? I do. Whether or not they're able to advance from there, I don't know. Best case scenario, they get to the round of 8. I don't see them making it to the semifinals. So, from not getting into the last World Cup to getting to the round of 8 in this World Cup, knowing how young the team is with the aspects and aspirations for 2026 here in the U.S., that'll be a good showing. So, but I think Argentina is probably the favorite. Brazil's up there. Your usual heavy hitters. So yeah, I'll be a World Cup mark like I usually am. It's just odd that it's coming on in the wintertime, this time of year instead of in the summer.
Yeah.
So
something to watch at least for me.
Yeah, something else to watch. Absolutely.
Summer down there.
Hot shit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, camera crews and news stations are already getting cameras ripped out of them by security and smashed on the ground for shooting stuff. Like it's just a big. It never should have been there in the first place, but we'll save that, and we're not going to go into that on this show. As usual. So, anything else in sports anybody wants to touch on?
Aaron
He
Judge.
sent us a video on how to properly pronounce it.
Qatar.
Don't listen to Siri.
Yeah, that's the Google pronunciation.
Oh, like Google Translate is the best thing as far as that goes. Yeah, that's getting people a long way in other countries. Dave. Listen, I'm gonna say Qatar. Mama says Qatar. Okay, Daddy says Qatar. I'm gonna say Cutter. Okay, because I went with Qatar, and then I stopped that because everybody I heard nationally or prominently talking about it says Cutter. So Qatar, Cutter, tomato. I don't know. Pick a saying.
Still get a wasted kegs over there.
Anything else sports wise? Nope. Good. All right. I don't feel like talking about football right now. Really, same old shit as far as that goes. Next week is the big week. Michigan, Ohio State, a couple other big time matchups.
Well, where's no Nate today?
Yeah, no Nate today.
That Cincy matchup.
Yeah.
Is it on now?
He didn't want to come on and comment after the last beating that we gave them. Although it really wasn't a beating. It was we got out of here by the skin of our teeth. So, but I'll take pierogies over Skyline Chili any day of the week and twice on Sunday. So, all right, let's jump into one. Gotta go.
All right. Before we get into last week's results, so it's a holiday season. Sometimes I feel like I have a cold heart, and I actually feel like last week when Steve went so hard in on his answer, I was just like, I'm looking forward to seeing what the fans vote this week, and the fans did not disappoint because y'all voted Rocky IV off almost, and it melted my heart a little bit.
Listen, I 1,000% guarantee people did not understand the assignment when it came to voting. There's no way on God's green American earth do you vote Rocky IV's montage off the list. No way.
They're all cold weather fans.
And I'm not going to go back into them again. You can go back, find the clip, watch the show. Okay. All right. Especially coming off of an election week against un-American people, un-patriotic folks voted Rocky IV off the list.
Yeah.
I'm not even taking that. It might have been a misvote this week. They voted off Rocky IV. That's what I'm going with.
I saw the results. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it was all the results. Everyone was Rocky IV.
Unanimous.
There was like one here, and that was it.
Unanimous as in it's the greatest Rocky montage of the four, and people were voting for their favorite, not the one that got to go.
Yes, that's
We've
what
been
it was.
doing this game for 2 goddamn years. People learn how to vote on the segment. One got to go.
It was like read the title.
You gotta get it wrong.
Read the title.
Steve got to spin it his way.
I will die on that hill. I'll be Custard. I'll be any other general. Yeah, there's no way Rocky IV getting voted off the list.
All right, Jason, you ready?
I'm ready. So, I had this one thinking about it for a while, but I seen somebody say if she sees a guy with boxers, she says he's still childish and doesn't have his shit together. So I was like, you know what? Let me put this out here just to see women's take. But I'll give ours too. Unmentionables.
I don't even know how we vote. I don't even know how we
vote
on this because this is strictly for the ladies, and you got 4.
No, you can give yours too. Men can go too, but I'm saying I want ladies' opinions too.
Well, we have ladies that vote on the show each and every single week. Which, thank you, ladies. We appreciate you for showing support.
But I don't want to see like Boxer Breach Commando, and then they don't know like, oh.
Well, I'm not looking at another man wearing. I'm not looking at another man wearing one of these and going, "I'm turned off."
I'm not saying you. I'm saying your preference, but they're turned off.
How are we voting on this if this is a ladies' thing?
It's not for ladies. I just want their opinion too.
In parentheses, ladies, what's it turn off for you? I'm not a lady. I can't look at these and vote and go, hey, this is a turn off for me.
Maybe what don't you do?
Yeah,
what have you never worn or not worn? Which one of these won't you wear? or not?
I don't do. I won't wear briefs.
It's the same, but I want ladies to vote. I want ladies to look at him like boxer briefs commando. This ain't for me. No, I want their turnoffs too.
I don't wear brief. Are briefs considered tighty whities?
Yep.
Tighty whities, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, those got to go. No man above 6 or 7 years old should be wearing briefs. Okay, bottom line. If you are above 7 and you have on tighty whities, I don't know what needs to happen for you to change your life around, but something needs to happen because there's issues there that we need to discuss deeper. Okay, all right. Not wearing tighty whities. I used to do boxers full time, but then I switched to boxer briefs. But now I enjoy going commando. I like it. Okay, gives me freedom down there. Right? Let's it breathe. Okay. I throw on the boxer briefs whenever I go to work and all that. I'm not a savage. I don't go commando in jeans or dress pants, right? But if I'm sitting at the crib, I'm commandoing it up, right?
I am never
I'm commando right now with sweatpants on. Commando right now. Okay. Tuck nice and I'm out there in my sweatpants enjoying the day.
Man, if I sit on your couch again, there better be some sort of like
you gotta have the plastic
a cloth on it or something.
Like grandma's
I'm
house.
not sitting butt naked on the couch. I'm not doing that.
That's still too much.
1000% Taquan. My wife calls me Eeyore because of my negative disposition, but sometimes you gotta rock out with your cock out. Things happen.
I don't think a man should wear white drawers at all. That's that alone.
Why?
I've been seeing people get aired out online for shitty draws, and I don't trust it. Commando gotta go. I can't have a seam riding my ass on anything. So yeah, nah.
That's why you don't do it wearing dress pants or jeans.
Sweatpants, gym shorts, hoop shorts. Nah, I can't. Nah.
I don't got a seam up the crack of my ass right now in sweatpants.
Out.
We're not splitting the cheeks with a seam. Like, what are we doing here? What sweatpants are you buying?
Hey, when you stand up, there's a seam somewhere, man. I don't know. Yeah, I got a seam in my shit. Nah, I'm not. I'll never wear briefs, or I'll never wear tighty whities, but commando gotta go.
So wait, you will never wear briefs, but you're kicking commando off the list?
I'm doing neither, but yeah. Briefs ain't up my ass. Like the seam of jeans. No.
Boxers and boxers briefs will ride up your ass too.
I wore boxers one time, and that was too much swingage. Too much movement.
This is TMI for sure. So much. I'm giving this the AEW treatment.
Because he wears tight whities.
Yeah,
absolutely. Drawer full of them. Mm-hmm. Fruit of the Looms.
Definitely. I get them on Black Friday sales every year. The hardcore.
They fall apart in 2 weeks.
The hardcore. Yep.
The solid blue line around the waistband.
Hardcore.
Me personally, I wear boxer briefs, and I won't wear regular boxers, but tighty whities got to go. There's no reason an adult should wear tighty whities. Briefs can go.
I feel like if you're with a lady, right, and you're getting to the point where things are going to get interesting, and if you drop your pants out of these 4 options, the tighty whities you're getting laughed out the room. You just killed everything. Like I don't even know why this is even a question on what the ladies are going to vote on. And if you are a lady out there that prefers their man in tighty whities, please hit me up on social media and let me know why you prefer a man in tighty whities.
Yeah,
I seen a lady have a different debate. She said no boxer briefs. You ain't got your shit together. You're childish.
Boxer briefs?
Yeah, or not boxer brief, boxers.
Well, she's a cut off right there anyway.
Yeah.
So your
She's a
pants
cut off
ain't good enough.
because it's material to her. So she's cut off the list anyway. Go find a hood rat.
Ladies, if you pick briefs, if you like your man in tighty whities and you want to come on the show next week to explain it, please do.
You got boxer briefs on. You don't got your shit together. You don't got your shit together. Yeah, I'll spit that hot fire right back. Right.
I mean, that's like saying you prefer a woman in granny panties. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we having this discussion?
It doesn't matter.
Because you're comfortable.
It's material.
Comfortable. I don't like the thongs. Give me the.
It's
Right.
material.
Women can wear whatever they want to.
It's material stuff.
True. You can go commando.
Yeah.
What's your personality like? That means how you get your shit together. What's your finances look like?
Now we're going sentimental.
It is.
I only like you because of your personality and you're kind-hearted. And you're...
What's your 401k like so I can drain it?
Broken like the lover of felons.
You think prison broads, they got no 401k.
They got money in the mattress.
They can diversify in prison.
I think you were tidy whities in prison.
I think they give them boxers.
Yeah, so many clips of the week right there. So many clips of the week right there. Wrap up the show. Final thought. Like how am I, like, realistically, how am I supposed to go into hey, Thanksgiving's coming up this week, do a nice positive gratitude quote after we just had that discussion? How is that possible?
What do you wear? What do you wear on Thanksgiving whenever you know you're gonna be bloated and everything?
It goes commando. More room.
What pants and commando it up, bro? What are you talking about?
Family around going commando.
Got the meat sweats, all the juices in there in the sweatpants.
Swamp ass. Riding with you.
Listen, don't knock it till you try it. I was against the commando thing, okay? I was against it completely, 100%. But once I did
one time, I got
it,
them pants away.
Listen, I'm not against it. I just don't do it.
Turkey moist.
Don't ever say my name in moist again, Top One. I can't even find my gratitude quote. Fuck did I save that at?
All right, so while you're looking that up, make sure you follow us on all social media, including Twitter while it's still around, at DumbMarksPod. Head over to dumbmarkspod.com for all the links and more. Make sure you subscribe so you get notifications when we go live each week. And as Steve mentioned before, head over to prowrestlingtees.com/dumbmarkspod for 20% off for their Black Friday sale that ends on Monday, November 28th, Cyber Monday.
Absolutely. 10 whole days of savings. Final thoughts from you guys?
Yesterday was the 30th anniversary of Death of Superman, which is feels like so damn long ago.
It does.
Was there any comic book that was hyped that much for you?
That was the comic that got me into comics.
It was?
So, 30 years ago, I got into comics.
By the time I was reading comics, like all the Marvel stuff already been out. So
nothing else has ever been as good.
Civil War.
Okay.
The first Civil War.
That was the one you anticipated?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got nothing for me on the comic book front. Wasn't
Watchmen. I didn't get into Watchmen.
Isn't that still considered the best comic book of all time?
It was for the longest time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about free balling the big blue dude.
Couple entertainment things for me real quick. Streets of Rage movie from John Wick's creator at Lionsgate is rumored to be in the work.
Nice.
They want to turn Streets of Rage into a feature film. That's a game that I could back. Was being turned into a movie there.
Which one? Streets of Rage 1? You get 2?
You got to go to the first one.
Yeah.
You can't have the second one without the stuff happening in the first one.
We can get
Right.
skates.
Come on, you can't jump. Don't be Resident Evil with this.
And then FX's Alien series. The scripts are done. Filming set to start in 2023. So the Alien franchise will be turned into a series on FX. FX typically doesn't miss with series. Like usually everything FX does series wise, I can't really think of a true stinker that I didn't watch or enjoy. So I'm excited to get that out there to see how that plays out from that standpoint. And then real quick, we talked about 180 in wrestling for WWE and AEW, but one other thing for a 180 with AEW's pay-per-view tonight. Last year's show sold out, right? This year's show, ticket sales really struggling to sell. There was a tweet that was sent out from the AEW Freakazoid. Take it what you will for the name, but there was an email that was sent out from the Bridgeport Islanders where they're holding the show at the Total Mortgage Arena, sent out in regards to the show and offering it to WWE fans, saying, hey, we've noticed you were here before in the past, WWE. We have this other show coming into town, AEW.
Oh, the arena.
Interested in would you be interested in tickets for premium seating, etc.? Respond back. So that just goes to show you how much times has changed from that aspect. So
you tampering with the fans.
We'll see here.
The arena wants their money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly,
looks like they've sold about 11 out of the 12,000 tickets.
Okay. Well, I wonder how many of those have been late last-minute purchases.
That's good. I'm checking to see if there's an update. That was from the other day. I'm going on.
But that's not the first time I've heard of AEW struggling to sell tickets recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, but with that being said, we'll be back next Saturday after Thanksgiving. Obviously, enjoy your time with your family, your friends. If you're going to be out commuting between different houses, be safe, stay safe. Don't drink and drive. Enjoy the time, and just reflect on the year that was. If you're fortunate enough to be with family and friends, don't take it for granted. I look forward to it. Everybody will be here at my casa this week. So I think we have 17 or 18 people coming over right now.
Wow.
The list is only continuing to grow.
Where are they all going to park?
Hey.
My driveway can fit about 6 or 8 cars in it.
Okay.
Your boy might show up. Cousin Pete here.
Yeah.
Cousin Mark.
Yeah. Hey, the vibes come through. We'll have plenty of food. Stop over later on for the Thursday night game, whatever. Grab a to-go plate. I know you don't bring nothing, Jay, but you have a
damn thing, nope. Go up and take.
Not making pretzel salad?
Oh hell no! Strike.
But with it being Thanksgiving, and the holiday to express gratitude, what you're grateful for. So with that being said, gratitude helps you see what is there instead of what isn't. Gratitude helps you see what is there instead of what isn't. So embrace what is there. Don't worry about what's not. And with that being said, enjoy your time with your family, friends, loved ones. Thanks for tuning in this Saturday. And I'm a Mark, you're a Mark, tell a Mark. Until next time, y'all can catch us around the way.